Hey, everybody. I'm back again. Yes, indeed. I just keep on bouncing right on back, don't I? Yeah, the events of today, they got me thinking. They do. What about this chief of police here in the village of Kalkaska, Michigan? What about him? I'm in there to have a conversation about corruption in the village of Kalkaska, crimes committed in the village of Kalkaska, fraud committed in the village of Kalkaska with the chief of police, the village manager, and this man don't want to hear nothing. He don't want to hear nothing. I got this queued up. This is from earlier today. We'll just play a real segment here.
Nothing that I have control over. Okay, I'm not saying you had control over that. I'm just trying to explain to you the situation so that you can understand why I'm here to talk with you. Okay?
I don't know what you think we can do for you, though. I don't.
When you have corruption happening in your jurisdiction.
You live in the village?
I don't live in the village.
Then it's not jurisdiction.
It happened in the village.
You just said it wasn't.
Is the sheriff's department in the village?
What happened?
Is the sheriff's department in the village? Is the court in the village?
Back up yourself. It's time to go. We're done. You're just here to argue.
No, I'm not.
Pack up your stuff.
Pack up your stuff. It's time to go. You're done. He wants to tell me what I'm saying. He wants to tell me what I mean. He don't want to listen to nothing I got to say. Now, the attacks on me continue to this day from our government, from this fiction, this corporate fiction. They think they're elite. The attacks continue to this day. This is another example. Was this man cooperative? Was he interested in justice? Was he interested in what I had to say? Or did he want to interrupt me and twist it this way and twist it that way and tell me what I said when I didn't say that, argue about things that are no point in even being argued about? I'm trying to make a point. You get corruption, and I'm a whistleblower. This man don't want to listen. Now, he's going to tell you he got no jurisdiction. He don't know what he's talking about. When you get to the Constitution, this is Alabama, Section 10, that no person shall be barred from prosecuting or defending before any tribunal in this state by himself or counsel any civil cause to which he is party. I held a lot of court cases. And as a prosecutor, I took this order into the Kalkaska County Sheriff for arrest. Of course, the Kalkaska County Sheriff does nothing. Now, there's a lot of other crimes that have happened here in Kalkaska County that I've had to personally contend with. One of the numerous crimes and one of the craziest ones, you see, when I bonded out, I had to do, I think it was weekly urine screening. And one of the very first ones, maybe the first one, at the Kalkaska County Sheriff's office, Kalkaska County Sheriff's Department, in a little restroom off the lobby, the deputy wearing these blue gloves, and he's got He's got this bottle for me to put a sample in. So he hands me the bottle. I uncap it. I'm getting ready to take care of business. He says, hand me the cap. What the heck does he need the cap for? Give me the cap, he says. Got his hand out. I give him the cap. He's wearing blue gloves. Takes his thumb, sticks it inside that cap and does this. What's on his thumb? White powder. Yeah. So now what am I going to do? More setup, huh? So I make a phone call. And I get advised I better go get an independent test, like now. Luckily, it was early enough in the day, I was still able to facilitate that. I drove to Traverse City and I went and I got an independent test. And I told them, do not submit it to the county. I told them, do not submit it to the county. But they did. So now the county's in a real predicament, aren't they? They got a sample that's contaminated at the sheriff's department, and they got a clean sample coming out of Traverse City. And probably about me telling the story. They probably got information about that too. So here, cover your ass, boys. Mm-hmm. Why would a guy that's got virtually no money and being dogged by the authorities everywhere he goes want to drive from Kalkaska to Traverse City? Go and spend more money, spend more time, more humiliation, more chance of being hassled on the road, followed. Oh, they used to love to follow me. Why would I do that? I tell you why I did it, because that cop, that deputy, had white powder on his blue gloves, and he wanted the cap for my sample bottle, and he's sticking his thumb in there. Now, chief of police here in the village of Kalkaska says there's no corruption in the village of Kalkaska. There are no statute of limitations on fraud. Now, he knows I got a lot to say. He knows I got a lot of documentation. He probably knows I'm prosecutor. He probably knows the jail sergeant Joe Leach took possession of my service of this court case on Sheriff Pat Whiteford of Kalkaska County, which went unrebuted. So I think the Kalkaska chief of police, the village manager, just opened himself up to liability. I think he just opened up the Kalkaska Village Police Department up to liability. I think he just opened up the village of Kalkaska to liability. These courts are after my property. Yeah, I got the forfeiture notice. I didn't even get into the patent or get into anything, any of that kind of stuff. But I had this in there, that foreclosure notice that came and posted. There's no corruption in the village of Kalkaska. Chief of police says so. Says I'm only there to argue. I wasn't the one arguing. I was the one trying to talk. He's the one who kept arguing. He's the one who kept twisting my words. It's his village. He's the manager. He's the chief of police. And there's no corruption in the village of Kalkaska. Time for me to go. My videos aren't doing nothing for me, he says. They're making documentation, Chief. Documentation. Just like that body cam that your officer was wearing. More documentation. People are not going to stand for it. I'm not going to stand for it. You'll be getting my notice of liability, along with my status as postmaster. You can't stop the mail. I'll carry a piece of unopened mail with me. They'll be interfering with the mail. They're messing with me. I guarantee it. So that's how it stands, folks. I do really believe that the chief opened himself up to a lot of liability. And he's going to get official notice on it. He's going to get an affidavit or a David. A David would be quantum grammar. Affidavit would be in the fiction world. Oh my goodness, the stuff we keep learning, huh? So I think I cover both of my bases. Because that's what this is. This Americans Notice of Liability. Now, it's all based on the Constitution, your state constitution, where your rights are. And Athens opens court. Said status standing jurisdiction is one of the people right off the get. Got the public notary, stamp and seal. And on the backside, I got all my paperwork from the Kalkaska County, United States Post Office that has recognized me through their computer system as a foreign national to the United States. Boom. Beautiful. Now, I'll do a little bit of work on quantum grammar. I think it's appropriate. And I ain't done. I'm just going to keep on coming like a freight train, shoveling that coal into the fire. What do you think? Put a comment in the video. Did the chief of police for the village of Kalkaska open himself up to liability personally? Did he open himself up to liability as the chief of police? Did he open up the village police department to liability? Did he open up the village of Kalkaska to liability? I believe he did. And it's all recorded. Audio, video. So there you go. All right, folks. Don't stop fighting. Be smart. Facilitate Americans Notice of Liability. Facilitate prepaid first-class mail. Serve that document on your sheriff and tell him that road piracy has ended in your county. Notify all bylaw officers it ends now. Look what it did for Josh Eddy. Oh, John Wayne's just smiling. He's so happy with Josh Eddy, a man who owns his authority. All right. Love you, folks. I'll be back soon. Bye for now.